What's up, guys? This video is for Etsy sellers looking for niches that are in high demand with low competition. So just about everybody. In this video, we're going to use Insight Factory. Specifically, I'm loving their, can we still call it new? It's only been out for a few months. Their beginner-friendly niches functionality specifically to find these high-demand, low-ish, it's never really low competition because by the time this video goes out, you know what I mean? There's probably been movement on a lot of these niches. But in terms of what's possible when it comes to gauging the competition, low-ish competition, right? It's print on demand, low barrier of entry, got to lessen our expectations a little bit, but we're going to find some niches that give us higher sales potential than average because we have validated the demand. Insight Factory does that, and I can't imagine not using a tool to do that for you because it can actually go in and count the sales. They are visible on every Etsy shop. And then, of course, do their best to gauge the competition and give us these beginner-friendly niches. So let's go through, let's evaluate some upcoming trends and some of these more accessible niches within them. So what we're going to do to get started is head on over to Insight Factory and then right from the homepage, click at the top Etsy popular products. Now they do also have, a whole suite of Etsy seller tools that you guys that have been subscribed to my channel are probably familiar with. If not, I did put a link to Insight Factory in the description. You can try most of the stuff for free. For instance, they were one of the first people, by the way. Everybody has an AI tool now, but they were one of the first to have an AI tool for your descriptions. Specifically, you input your title, it cranks out, and you can keep clicking it and it'll expand the description. So check that out too if you haven't seen it already. The shop tracker, we might even check that out in this video. I don't know. But anyways, when we go to the Etsy trends, and that's also accessible on the sidebar navigation as well. First and foremost, it pretty much gives you, not a perfect all-inclusive calendar of upcoming trends, but pretty darn good. All right. And in terms of like the really high level obvious trends, you can pretty much find all of them here on Insight Factory's Etsy trends page. Now, knowing that these big trends are coming is one thing, right? These are kind of obvious, but again, what are our entry points within them? Okay, so if we want to go to July 4th, we want to get a head start on July 4th, we can go ahead and click that. And right away, it's pulling in some best-selling July 4th products like right in front of us, but we have at the top a couple controls. For instance, the easy one that everybody loves is just click the beginner-friendly one. And what this attempts to do straight from their mouth, it says it's going to show words with competition lower than 2,500, which I know is still a lot, but a lot of these listings that are indexed on these words may be really low quality. So when it says 2,500, it's typically not actually 2,500. Also, it's print on demand, low barrier of entry. So if you're competing with less than 2,500, that is, pretty good. And a lot of the listings aren't optimized, etc. So if you're a new Etsy seller with a new shop or you're just launching new listings, beginner friendly is where you're going to want to focus. Just by clicking that, it's putting the cream of the crop, you know what I mean? The high end in terms of potential products right in front of us. And when I think of this, I'm not just thinking of like the product, I'm thinking mainly of the niche, right? Because we know this is all falling within, in this case, the July 4th sub niche, because we went here and we clicked on, in this case, July 4th, but we can do it for Juneteenth. Again, we have the default view. We can go ahead and click beginner friendly and it's going to filter out some of the, like they may be selling really well, but if it's one of these like older trends that there's already thousands and thousands of products indexed on that keyword, filter them out, give us the beginner friendlies. Also, I just wanted to mention that there are sorting controls, so you can actually sort by competition, all right, and look for lower competition products. But the one that I would keep this honestly sorted by sales, I would sort by product category. It's typically good advice because when we launch a product listing on Etsy, we do need to actually know what it is that we intend to sell. Is it a t-shirt? Is it a digital product? Is it a mug? You know what I mean? Under product categories, the default is no filter, but we can set it to clothing. And then we're looking at, primarily t-shirts, but all the apparel categories here. If we're looking at digital products, I know that there's a lot of interest in that. Of course, digital products is like an even lower barrier of entry because we're trying to literally get something for nothing. Not that digital isn't something, but you know what I mean? It's a stream of ones and zeros, right? Digital. Binary. Anyways, we can go to digital products here and you can see like what is going on in terms of Juneteenth in this case with digital products. And sometimes things are going to slip through the cracks that are indexed on this keyword that maybe shouldn't be there. Like we see Coco Melon here and good vibes only. You know, that is what it is. Like, it's based on the data that it's getting when it sees these listings on Etsy. So you can kind of scroll past those, but you get an idea here. All right, so we have people selling design bundles to print on demand sellers. That makes sense. But check this out. There's Juneteenth earrings SVG. So maybe people buy them and 3D print them. I don't know. But that's really cool. I mean, I wouldn't have thought of that. You see this here in the middle of the top row there. There could be potential there. Down here, it looks like invitation templates for Juneteenth. So maybe people having a Juneteenth get together, right? It's easy to not even think to sell that, but these sales are already doing really well right now. The sales signal right now is, according to Insight Factory, great. You know what I mean? And you can click details right here and actually view more products indexed similar to what we saw in the beginner friendly keywords. So in this case, I click the invitation template, and there may not even be that many, honestly. So here's one right here. It looks like it's a Canva bundle. Is that correct? Printable Juneteenth celebration invitation, Black Freedom. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's a digital download. Okay, so this is a digital download. It's interesting that they put the Canva logo. I'm guessing, yeah, edit your card on Canva. So what this person is doing right here is when you purchase this digital file, what they're going to do is send you a link to the Canva template. That way you can make modifications, which makes a lot of sense. I mean, don't overlook the fact it is an invitation. Everybody's going to have their events on different days. I mean, I guess if it's Juneteenth, maybe it is on that day, but different times at least, right? Different locations. So providing them the ability to edit it makes a lot of sense. That's something that, so number one, like this sub niche product type I would have overlooked. And then also how to go about what's the optimal way of creating it. And obviously Canva is so great when it comes to just being a user-friendly way of making simple edits to things like date and time, a location, whatnot. So, you know, we're learning as we go. And I just like to remind you guys that, actually, I'll show you on another product. Let's go to July 4th again. Sorry for interrupting. I wanted to let you know that linked in the description, you can find my free print-on-demand mini course that is completely new for 2023. If you sign up, it'll help you get your first sale. And down there, you'll find a link to my print-on-demand Facebook group. I hope you'll join the community. Let's set the category to clothing. By the way, as it gets into the warmer months, you'll see more tank tops selling. Just saying. It's rare to see tank tops outsell t-shirts, but you know, when you're in July 4th and you're looking at sub niches like maybe the back-to-back World War champs, I know that's a, you know, popular one. That typically sells well on a tank top to all the bros that are going to be, you know, binge drinking on July 4th. I've definitely been there before. So I'm just saying, don't overlook the ability to sell on more than just t-shirts. At least you can offer it in the same listing too if you want. I dropped a video a couple days ago talking about that you can sync existing products with your print provider. So Awkward Styles, Printful, Printify, like you can actually sync the additional SKUs. But it is a lot of work. You know what I mean? If you offer a tank top in multiple colors, you have to sync each SKU and manually recreate that in the production partner. So that's just something worth noting. All right, so red, white, and boozy. That looks pretty nice. By the way, you can kind of just evaluate the design styles, the color schemes. That's July 4th. I mean, we could probably guess. Kids clothing, don't overlook that. 1, 2, 3. It looks like 3 of the top 12 are geared towards children. So how about American Babe? And when we click that, you can see here now that we are looking at July 4th sub-niche designs on print-on-demand clothing for children. You know what I mean? I think it actually says baby girl romper in the primary keywords that we're looking at here. And also, just so you know, this fed right into their Etsy keyword tool. So if you want, you can tweak the search input here. So if you didn't want it to say girl and you just wanted to say, you know, baby or babies, you can do that as well and broaden the scope of the search results. Just wanted to make sure I mentioned that. And then what I really wanted to show you is that when it generates results, you can actually dig deeper into the sales. So now, I guess by removing baby girl, it also started indexing some other things. Why don't we sort by 7-day sales? That way we're putting, you know, the priorities at the top, the literal bestsellers at the top. This is what I said I would not recommend trying to do manually. This is, you know, these tools do have a place in our toolkit for a reason. Like Etsy gives us the sales data. It's not like Amazon where you have to estimate. Etsy actually shows us what's selling or what's sold. But yeah, like manually counting that would be insane. But tools like Insight Factory do that for us. So we sort by 7-day sales. These aren't lifetime sales. It's 7-day sales. And then you can just kind of scroll through and evaluate as you go. What I wanted to show you here. So let's just pick one. Let's just pick a baby design. Spilling the tea since 1773. I like that one. That's funny. So you can go ahead and you can click on the last sale. Okay, so where it says like today, this week, or none, in that second column, you can click that and it opens up the detailed view. Don't forget the detailed view is here, guys. So it gives you the full title, it gives you the listing image, it gives you the sales in the last 7 days, views in the last 7 days, favorites in the last 7 days, additional statistics, and the most valuable part, an absolute ton of keywords and phrases to optimize for in your listing. All right, whether you want to sprinkle these in your title, sprinkle them in your tags. By the way, of course, and there's so many. I mean, there isn't always this many, but this listing has a whole bunch. That these are not all of, but these are a ton of phrases that this listing is indexed on Etsy that are potentially driving clicks and driving sales. Okay, but also, like I mentioned, tags are obviously a big part of Etsy and Etsy strategy. You can go ahead and just click copy tags, and then you've got them all on your clipboard. So you can go ahead and just paste them into when you're doing your Etsy listing. Just to show you, I'll go to the description generator really quickly and paste the tags. And you can see right here the tags. And by the way, we just pasted them right here. If you wanted to, then you can generate a product description. We can also just put it in the title as well. You can just paste into both. And their AI will generate a product description for you. All right. And you can honestly just click again and you can have it generate multiple descriptions that you can combine if you want to. But Insight Factory, guys, got a bunch of great tools for Etsy sellers, not just for Etsy sellers, but for beginners, specifically the beginner tools, beginner friendly niches. Go to Etsy Trends. Again, they got your little calendar of what's coming up. Click whatever you want. Click Pride Month this time. Click beginner friendly. If we're selling clothes specifically, go ahead and click clothing. And right there, we've got some great niche opportunities that are beginner friendly served up to us by Insight Factory in just a few clicks. You know what I mean? I love keeping it simple. I love outsourcing some of the legwork to these tools that are made by people smarter than me that make my life easy. So anyways, guys, check out Insight Factory if you're interested. I'll always put a link at the top of the description. I hope you found this video useful. If you have questions, let me know in the comments. Please hit that like button and subscribe on your way out, and I will see you tomorrow with a new video.